After Luo Feng kills 37 king-level monsters, he completely angers the Orc King, who is dormant in the depths of the sea. This 8-claws king is more than kilometers long and can easily trigger tsunamis and earthquakes. The beast leaps out of the sea and rushes towards the Jiangnan base city, in an attempt to make the person who kills the monster group and 37 king-level monsters pay a terrible price. As soon as the 8-claws king shows up, he uses his huge claws that are as high as the mountains to lift a fleet. With the roar of the sea waves and the sound of the warship breaking, the entire fleet is completely destroyed. Thousands of soldiers who have experienced hundreds of battles are engulfed by the relentless waves of the sea and die. Then, without a pause, the 8-claws king rushes to the Jiangnan city where Luo Feng is at a faster speed, trying to kill everyone in the city to cool the anger surging in its heart and avenge its group. At the same time, there comes a rapid and sharp alarm in the Ares palace. The bright red light lights up the entire intelligence room. The soldier who keep an eye on the radar communication equipment are staring at the rapidly moving light spots on the monitoring screen, in horror. This incredible speed is beyond his understanding. The soldier Adam's apple bobs in his throat in fear. He uses all his strength to break the burning fear that shackles his body and runs to the top battle room of the Ares palace. This is the highest level red alarm of mankind, which symbolizes the coming of the end of the world. The Orc King is coming, the doomsday alarm. The soldier is breathless as he tells the senior management of the Ares palace of the bad news. Boom. These planetary-level strongmen stationed at the headquarters are thunderstruck, rooted to the ground, and each of them wears a grim look. The attack of the 8-claws king has brought mankind to an unprecedented impasse. Unexpectedly, the hibernating animal king comes to attack at this time point, which undoubtedly brings mankind at the edge of the abyss closer to extinction. A gray-haired with white beard is the first to come back to his senses, and he said, his voice sharp and urgent, "Hurry, go to inform Hong and the god of thunder. 2 super strong men are the only ones who can be a match for king-level monster." The old man's words wrenched the sluggish planetary-level strongmen's thought back, and their faces suddenly change as they are about to move. The owner of the pavilion, Hong, once told everyone that he and God of Thunder were going to have an important cultivation in seclusion, which is related to whether they could break the limit and have the power to fight against the 8-claws king beast. These planetary-level strongmen with heavy expressions look at each other in embarrassment, not knowing what to do. If Hong and God of Thunder are still going on with their cultivation, the losses suffered by human beings will reach an extremely exaggerated level. However, their sudden interruption will cause Hong and the God of Thunder's previous strength accumulation to be in vain. At the same time, Luo Feng knows nothing about the tension in the Ares palace. When he learns from the communication equipment that the 8-claws king is coming, his handsome face not only does not display panic, but also shows strong expectations. In the harsh sound, he steps on the soaring shuttle, like a streamer across the sky, flies quickly to the direction of the attack of the 8-claws king. Both of them are so fast that they could not be caught by the naked eye. Almost immediately, Luo Feng and the 8-claws king meet. Both Luo Feng and the 8-claws king emit terrifyingly pressure, and the strong sense of killing intent seems to materialize, given out from each other's bodies. They are like mortal enemies, attacking and fighting each other with raging anger. The 8-claws king pulls out a thick tentacle and violently whips it at Luo Feng. The tentacle, hundreds of meters long, is like a meteorite falling from the sky, with overwhelming power. Luo Feng shows no fear. His sharp eyes are burning with killing intent as he increases the energy of the arc cutter in his hand to its maximum. In the sound of electric arc explosion and high-frequency vibration of the disc, Luo Feng's tiny figure rushes fearlessly to the huge object in front of him. At this time, the space satellite captures the position of Luo Feng and the 8-claws king, and broadcasts the scene to the world. The audience all over the world hold their breath and stare nervously at the screen. It's just that the speed of the two fighting is so fast that they can only vaguely see the flickering images. Under the prayers and expectations of hundreds of millions of human beings, Luo Feng is like an ant trying to shake a tree, fighting against the huge claws coming from above. However, the next second, to everyone's astonishment, not only does Luo Feng not be crushed by the 8-claw king, but his body penetrates through the hard scale of the 8-claw king, whose tentacle is as long as tens of meters. However, this is not the end. At the moment when Luo Feng penetrates the tentacle of the 8-claws king, the latter's mournful wailing sounds, and the thunderous loud sound reveals its extreme pain. Bang bang, the tentacle that Luo Feng has just penetrated through incredibly blisters, and the affected part is increasingly growing. With a deafening explosion, the giant tentacle of the 8-claw king explodes from the middle. The 100-meter-long claw is directly exploded into 2 sections, and the huge tentacle falls to the sea, causing a 100-meter-high wave. The thick blood of the animal king dyes the sea red. All this happens so fast that the audience in front of the screen have no time to react. In their eyes, they only see the sudden explosion of the 8-claws king's arm and the ghostly picture of the bloody sea area. After a short period of consternation, the crowd erupts in a sea of cheers. Although they cannot understand what has happened, it is obvious that the animal has suffered a lot. All this is obviously the credit of Inspector Luo Feng. Enthusiastic onlookers shout excitedly the name of human heroes, Luo Feng, Luo Feng. The Eight Claws King, who has been badly hit, feel like a convulsion due to the severe pain, and the blood-stained eyeballs roll rapidly, which very frightening to see. With its scarlet eyes locked on Luo Feng, the Eight Claws King opens its mouth in anger, spews out the bloody and sticky venom crazily, and splashes it to Luo Feng that can completely engulf the tiny human in front. Luo Feng is enveloped by a dense venom and washed up on the shore. The poison in the water immediately makes a huge noise. The water in the whole offshore area is surging. However, the picture of Luo Feng's death that the Eight Claws King expected does not happen. Luo Feng nimbly dodges to the other side and successfully fends off the previous venom attack. The Eight Claws King turns sideways and looks over, its huge eyes filled with disbelief. The speed of the human being in front is completely beyond its perception and capture. The intense uneasiness causes the Eight Claws King to break out a more crazy attack. In its powerful roar, all tentacles are sent out to attack Luo Feng in all ways, which is the ultimate blow. However, in the startled eyes of the Eight Claws King, Luo Feng's figure flashes to its eyebrows like a ghost. The arc knife disc unfolds the second form, and a force that is overbearing directly breaks through the scales of the head, and breaks the skull of the Eight Claws King with tremendous power. The Eight Claws King tries hard to keep its head above the water, thrashing the legs and arms, uttering a shrill cry. The vitality of this giant gradually dissipates, and finally its magnificent body, which is higher than the mountain, collapses, like a pool of soft mud paralyzed in the offshore area. The crowd waiting in front of the television see an unforgettable scene in their life. A mature animal king that had ruled the sea for decades falls down, and Luo Feng, who stands in the air looking down at the Eight Claws King. At this moment, a great cheer goes up from the whole world. People of different countries and ages all over the world howl in excitement. Some elderly people even shed tears of excitement. They have seen the power of this animal king. The Eight Claws King is like a shackle of fear imprinted in their hearts. Today, Luo Feng helps them break the shackle. The battle is going on very fast, and it is over in a few minutes. At this time, the senior leaders of the Ares Palace has finally made up their minds. They bite the teeth and are ready to forcibly wake up Hong and the God of Thunder in spite of the order of Hong. Now the attack of the Beast King has made the situation worse. Without Hong and God of Thunder presiding over the overall situation, human beings might not be able to withstand the attack of the Eight Claws King. Just when a few people are ready to break into Hong's closed practice room, a messenger soldier comes to report with a smile on his face, Luo Feng. Luo Feng killed the Eight Claws King. In his high-pitched voice, he is unable to hide his joy. Huh? These planetary-level strongmen in a high position only feel that there is a thunderbolt exploding in their ears, and their consciousness are in a trance. They have just received the news that the Beast King is attacking them, and it is only a few minutes before they receive the news that it has been killed. This shock makes these people who are high above and shrewd and deep look at each other in amazement, with their mouths wide open.